We're live here with John David Jackson, trainer of Sergey Kovalev. Just finished the press conference. What are your overall thoughts how today went?
Went pretty well. Neither fighter spoke bad about each other. There was no ill will or bad intentions. It's a fight between two very well skilled, very well crafted fighters, and when you have two good fighters like that, you don't need a bunch of trash talking going on.
In preparation for this fight, was it similar to the Bernard Hopkins fight a little bit? The way that Bernard was a guy who doesn't really get abused in the ring, doesn't get hit, and has seldom been off his feet. I mean, we only saw Andre Ward off his feet against Darnell Boone, and that's fine because Darnell Boone knocked a lot of guys out and dropped a lot of guys.
Well, preparation for this fight is going to be a little bit different because, as you alluded to, Ward he's a lot younger than Bernard. Not as crafty, but close and similar in ways. So for this fight, we have to definitely be on top of our game and make sure that whatever Ward brings to the dance, that we can nullify it, and that Sergey's strengths can break through it and show and make him the better fighter that evening.
What concerns do you have with Andre Ward?
The main concerns I have are with the grabbing, the holding, the grappling on the inside. He's very evasive. I'm not worried about the jab, not worried about the power, even though any fighter on any given day can hurt you. It's maybe the evasiveness that he has. Those are the things that kind of concern me. But I think that we'll be able to nullify that night, and Sergey will be victorious.
I think a key to this fight is the jab and a lot of feints, because Andre's a guy who has quick timing, and maybe if Sergey would throw some feints in there, he'd get him out of that shell defense, and then he'd be able to open up and land some better shots.
Well, Sergey definitely has to do that. That has to be part of his game plan because he has to offset whatever Ward's going to do, and he has to set traps for Ward to fall. And once he falls for those traps, now Sergey has to pounce on him and definitely make him pay for those mistakes. So it's definitely an intriguing fight, and Sergey has to be the better man that night and take Andre's jab away from him. And how do you do that? You get the jab with the jabber, and then Sergey with a strong thudding jab. So that'll keep Andre off guard also, and offset him on his rhythm.
Now, how do you think Andre's going to deal with that? I mean, you're absolutely right. Jab with a jabber. Jake LaMotta jabbed with Sugar Ray Robinson. That's how he won one of the 6 fights. Has Andre Ward ever really faced a guy who jabbed as well or as much? Because Sergey has a long, powerful piston-like jab, which knocked down Blake Caparello. I mean, that's rare with a jab.
I think in this particular fight, the jab will definitely help Sergey Kovalev against Andre Ward because it's like you said earlier, Andre has a good jab, and not many fighters have been able to out-jab him or match his jab. Sergey can do that, and with more power. And that'll throw Ward's game off. Maybe not for the whole fight, but for at least 2 or 3 rounds. And that's like money in the bank for us. The fact that Sergey he's the more stronger, more powerful fighter is definitely going to present a big problem for Andre.
Now, I know the way Sergey fights. I mean, when he fought John Pascal, John hit him once, and he backed up a little bit, and then he went back in. Does the fact that Andre Ward doesn't really hurt people factor into the game plan? Like, Sergey's going to keep coming forward until Andre gives him a reason not to. And will Andre give him a reason not to? Do you expect that?
Andre may try to surprise him early. Because, I tell people this, any fighter on any given night can land a good shot and it hurts you. And Andre does have some type of power. Not numbing one-punch knockout power, but he's stopped 15 guys. So it means along the way, somewhere he has a little bit of power. I'm not saying that Sergey's going to overlook that or maybe sell him short with that. But, Sergey's not a guy that likes to get hit a lot. And what I mean by that is he doesn't just accept the punches. He won't move his head, and he will try to be evasive. So any shot that Andre lands, other than that quick jab, is because he earned it. But here's the flip side of that. Now, if you're going to punch back with the puncher, are you willing to take the punishment that you have to endure to get those shots inside? Is he willing to change his game plan just enough to make him be able to try to hurt Sergey, or maybe go to the body a little bit? If he becomes a body puncher, he's susceptible to punches also. So Andres has to answer a lot of questions with his offensive attack. The defense is good. You can't take that from him. He's not hittable. and he's been very evasive. Is what is his offense game? What does he bring to the table offensively? Is he willing to maybe gamble a little bit with Sergey? That's kind of like a death wish if he does that, and we welcome that because you can't fight an army with a handgun, and that's what he has. He's not a big puncher, and they can sugarcoat it or say what they want to say, but be honest, he's not a big puncher. You have to try to get the puncher's respect somehow. If you hit him with a good shot, you may make Sergey think for a minute, but he's gonna go back in there and say, okay, that was your best shot. Now let's see what you got. So Andre has to be Andre, and does what he does best, and then win the fight defensively and smart and try to be evasive.
Like you said, what can Sergey do to make Andre not be Andre? To make him uncomfortable. Because if they're trading right hooks, I don't want to be Andre Ward that night.
Well, the only way he can make Andre be uncomfortable and not be Andre is he has to put the pressure on. But he has to have aggression, but his has to be effective aggression. He has to be able to cut the ring off. He has to be able to hit Ward with shots in his shoulder and in his chest and his arms. Make him hurt, like he did when he won the title with Cleverly. And he's done every fight since then. He does the same thing. Sergey hits you everywhere now. I told him that's how you break these guys down. With his power, it's really good. So here's the thing. Now Ward had a bad shoulder. Hit him in his shoulder. It's legal. Hit him in his shoulder. Try to break it. Re-break it. Who cares? If he quits, we still win by technical knockout.
That's what Rocky Marciano used to do. Used to hit you on the shoulders, break your blood vessels until that shoulder roll is not a shoulder roll anymore. Is that part of the game plan? I mean, to just throw a lot of punches? Because Sergey threw a little bit less punches against Chilemba than usual, even though he's a different fighter.
Listen, he wasn't in the best of shape for Chilemba. Let's be honest with it. But this fight, he knows he has to be 110% of Sergey Kovalev to beat Andre Ward. But the plan is to hit him everywhere, hurt him. Like I said in previous fights, that's what he's done to his opponents. He hits him everywhere. And what it does is they're sore and their arms come down. So guess what? The chin's wide open. So in this fight here, we want to just show Andre something new, something no one's ever done to him. Make him fight it and hurt him, hit him everywhere and hurt him. Hey, if you can't come out, then we win by technical knockout.
Now, if you win this fight, it's going to make you trainer of the year. How much are you, going to sleep every night? How much is Andre Ward on your mind every time you wake up and from the time you go to sleep?
Well, I really can't look at him that way because then that might throw my focus off on getting Sergey ready. Here's my biggest problem with that. I've been voted runner-up 3 times in a year. 3 years in a row I've been runner-up trainer of the year. A victory over Ward, if I don't get it this year, then I'll never get it. I'll never get it, and that's okay. Listen, I have to live with it, and I'll live with it. It would be a nice feather in my cap. I would love to have the award, but if I don't get it, I don't get it. My main concern now is making sure that Sergey defeats Andre Ward on the 9th of November.